You guys know I love labels and the importance of the labels. And well, today is no different. We have the quilt that we have, the heirloom quilt that we repaired and we quilted. And now, well, we need a label on it. So we're gonna put a label on it. We've got this product here at the shop, and this is labels for inkjet printers. This inside here tells you how to go to the website and download some, if I can get that right, download some designs onto this fabric in here. Then you run it through your inkjet printer and it prints it out. Or you can design your own label and print it out. Or you can just write your words and print it on this paper and put it on there with no pictures, no design, no border, whatever you want. It's limitless what you can do with this. So you print it, you download it, you print it on here, run it through your inkjet printer, and then you put it to the back of your quilt. You iron this to the back of your quilt and you're done. It's that easy, and it can be washed. I can't stress how wonderful these labels are. But right now, we're gonna do one. We're gonna show you how it works, and then you'll see it in person. So let's get started. We've opened our package, we've read our directions, and then we've gone to the website that they told us to go to, and here's all of the designs that you can download for your labels, or you can design your own altogether. So there's lots of different varieties and ways to use these. We've done it two ways because we have multiple quilts at the house from that estate sale that we're going to be repairing and putting labels on. So I'm doing it two ways to show you that there's more than one way. The one way is we took this design here and we printed it and we wrote what we wanted on it, and then I'm going to put that on the back of that quilt we just did. The other way is to take the label and just print it out plain, and we'll take a Micron pen here from the shop and we'll write on it. Micron pens are wonderful. They don't wash out, they're permanent. And if you're doing something like this, like a label, they're great for that. If you're doing a quilt, memory quilt, and you want people to sign it at a wedding or a baby shower or whatever, then you give them the piece of fabric, they write on it, and it's always on that quilt. So Micron pens are also the way to go. Whichever way you prefer, both ways work. So now let's get it on the quilt. One more thing before we put it on the quilt. There's 2 sheets in each pack. So if you do it this way, the labels are all this size. If you do it the other way of designing your own, which is what I'm going to do for the next set, I can do them smaller because these labels are this size. I want a lot smaller labels on a lot of mine. I don't like the label to be really big and scream, look who made this, look who quilted this. I just want the information on it not to take away from the quilt. So I prefer, that's just me, there's lots of different thoughts on this, I prefer small labels. So the label size that I like, I could get 3 across here by probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. I can get 15 labels probably on this right here, depending on how much information I need to put on it. So give or take 10 to 15 labels on one sheet. That's how I'm going to do the next one. The ways to do your quilt labels on here on the computer are, you can do it on Word and just write out what you want. Now the ones that I printed from that website that had the borders around it, that's one way. But if you're wanting to make more and smaller on one page, like what I'm doing with the rest of these, you can do it in Word and just write your words and copy them, whatever you want to write, and print that. Or you can use a program called Canva, and you can have a background that looks like a quilt, and then you write your words over it. There's lots of varieties. But this time, I have printed 3 across, 5 down, so I've got 15 labels that say estate sale find, repaired and quilted by Penny Smith 2024. So that's what I'm doing for the rest of these quilts that I'll be repairing here shortly. And well, now we're ready to put them on the quilt. I've gone ahead and cut my labels, and now we are ready to attach them. I've got the 2. I've got the one that I printed, and then I've got the one that I wrote what I wanted on it, which was just Quilt top purchased at an estate sale, is repaired and quilted by Penny Smith in 2024. We believe the quilt top was made by Bertie Blaylock or her mother. That's the lady that had the estate sale. Well, her estate had the sale, and her mother and her quilted. So we're not sure which one made it, but one of the two. So one of these two labels will go on there. I think I'll do this one. So all I have to do is find where I want the quilt label to be, which is this bottom corner right here. Let me make sure, yep, that's the bottom left corner. Then I'm going to turn it upside down and then have my iron heated up, take my label and put it exactly where I want it on the quilt. Let me bring you closer. So I've put it where I want it on the quilt. You could take a rag and put over it and protect it. You don't have to. I'm just going to do like this, iron it down. Iron it a couple times. You just want to make sure all the spots are ironed, especially the corners. But you need all of it ironed. And then we'll check it in just a second. And it says on the instructions to hand wash in cold, which we don't put these in the machine anyway, so there's that. It's stuck down on all sides, but just to be safe, I always do it again. So I'm gonna do it a couple more times. I wanna make sure this is good and attached. And it is not going anywhere. It is attached. So we are done with our quilt label. It's that easy to attach this label, and we are done, ready to use it, ready to do whatever we want to do with this quilt. Now this is, this is the size that it comes when you open up the labels on the website. I prefer smaller labels, so I don't typically use this size label, but I did this time to show you how to do it. I like small labels, just not screaming at you about the label, just some kind of little information in a corner. So that's how I like it. I've even put them diagonally in the corner. We'll show you how to do that one day. But lots of different ways to put labels on. It's just, I can't stress enough the importance of labels. They give you all the information about the quilt, who made it, when they made it, how they made it, why they made it. Anything you know about it needs to go on a label. So that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, like always, I'm here to answer them. Contact us in any way. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we appreciate you watching our videos. And until next time, happy quilting.